Oh, you see the Bone Temple or something?
No, but they're saying that my house is something of a boner temple.
What?
If you catch my drift.
What? You got you got a lady over? Why is your house a boner temple? Just you
I
just be
foresee that being used as a pickup line for the next few weeks. You know, I got a boner temple that you can come visit.
you're just viewing ahead for when everybody has watched Bone Temple.
Yeah. You know, it's the new hit. Trust me. You know,
It's not a
every
fuck you, it's January movie, okay? It's
it's
not.
not. And you know, it was weird because like for a while I thought it got postponed to like March, but then it ended up coming anyway. So I guess they realized the power they had on their hands, which fair enough.
I hope
Fair
it's the
enough.
start of a redemption arc for Nia DaCosta.
Oh, you've been missing that wave for some time now.
Wasn't
What did
there
she
another
do after
Hedda? Was it
Marvels?
Hedda?
She did Hedda. Hedda was really good.
What's
Which I haven't
Hedda?
watched.
It's
It's got Tessa
a queer
Thompson.
reimagining of the classic Henrik Ibsen play of the same name.
And it's got
That's-
Tessa Thompson.
And Nina Haas and Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Shouts.
I think it was him. Yeah,
What a cast.
First time hearing
Yeah,
about
good.
this.
I got
Well,
to
good
see
for her.
it at TIFF, and the cast and Nia DaCosta were an audience. They got to do like a little like Q&A after, and that was nice.
Cool. I'm Lan.
Hey, it was the only one that I had access to the entire. You know how many movies there were that I could. And you know what? It's because I got that screening for free thanks to my dad's work.
I remember when you saw Boy and the Heron. Okay. I remember.
Boy and the Heron was not a TIFF screening for me.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, but the Wild
Well,
Robot was.
Now I just look like an idiot. Now I just look like
Yeah.
a stupid jackass.
Yeah.
Or
This is what you
I
get for
sound like
assuming
a
that I
stupid
have
jackass.
access to all these movies here in Toronto.
Yeah, it's true.
Park
I need to grab
Chan-wook
something
won't
real
even
quick.
set foot in my city for a Q&A. LA gets him. New York gets him. Lee Byung-hun, come to Toronto, man. What the hell are you doing? Welcome back to Midnight Grappler Animals, home of Flub Nation. I'm your host, Lan, and with me I've got two men who have watched 3 shows, perhaps, maybe 2, depending on how we assign things again. We're still in January. We're still catching up, and this week we're doing shows. There's a lot of great shows that came out last year, like Landman and whatever the latest Star Trek slop that Paramount put out for all the little piggies to eat up. But this week, just like the previous weeks, we've given each other homework to discuss 3 shows that we may or may not have missed in the past year. Keegan, Salt, how are we doing today?
I'm good. When I think of our audience, I think of people who watch Landman and Star Trek cartoons, specifically the cartoon.
Yeah.
Why
There's-
Landman?
It's been, you know, I have access to CBC Gem, which is one of our great state-funded streaming services. And so, like, when I get the ads, because it's an ad-supported platform, it's usually ads for Trivago featuring Jurgen Klopp's awful veneers. Or it's like an ad for Paramount Plus, and it's always like fucking Landman. It's like, hey, Landman, you can, with the Sam O'Neill's, not Sam O'Neill, what's Sam Elliott? I'm Sam Elliott, and I'm doing stuff with the oil. I'm Billy Bob Thornton, I'm doing stuff with the oil. I'm Courtney Cox. I'm in this too. I also sound like this. But
It's the
that's
smoking.
that's that's what
Smoking
Landman's
hot.
been doing. Yeah, so that's why Landman's been on the mind for a while. But apparently it's one of like the top viewed shows of last year. So
Did I say that on the podcast? When I was the last Game 7 of the World Series, we went to a bar, like a pretty big bar, and we weren't gonna stay at that one bar the whole time, but we did. And then these two older guys showed up in like the 8th inning or something.
Mhm.
And it sparked up a conversation. I didn't really want to. They were being weird toward the waitress. And it was like, guys, I don't really want to talk to you guys. But the nicer gentleman leaned over, and there was an ad for Landman. He was like, "You watched that yet?" And I was like, "No, man, I don't even know what that is." And he was like, "It is the best show I've seen in probably 10 years. And I was like, all right. And that guy basically guaranteed I won't be watching Landman. Like, that guy alone. Like, no, I don't need to take your recommendation on this, my dude.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those like Yellowstone spin-offs too, if
It
I'm
is.
not
I
mistaken.
don't know that it's a spin-off, but it's the same guy.
Taylor
it's-
Sheridan. Okay.
It is Sheridan. So it's...
I can
the
already
guy even compared it to
envision-
it.
Yeah, I can already envision
I was
what
like,
kind of
of
show it
course.
is.
Of course.
Well, we should probably introduce what we actually gave each other as for homework. Who wants to go first?
I kind of want to go last, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if
because yours is the
All right,
real big
all
surprise.
right.
I'll go first. I had put off watching this show for a while. Honestly, it would have been great material for a Malian follow-up bonus episode, but I think things just slipped. And honestly, it didn't debut anywhere near May, so it didn't make sense. Which actually didn't stop us when we did our Malian bonus for Romulus. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's Alien Earth. It's the FX show by FX regular Noah Hawley, who did Legion, as well as the Fargo TV show. It stars quite a few people. Kyle Chandler's daughter is one of them. Timothy Oliphant. And
Nemec himself.
Nemec himself.
How dare you?
Yes, that's right. Alex Lothar, who is the only name I actually remember other than Timothy Oliphant. Sydney Chandler, that's her name. Yeah, it takes place before all the Alien movies. It takes place like a year before maybe the first movie, or I think it's like 2120. And it takes place on Earth. Corporations run everything. A ship with aliens on it crashes into Thailand, also known as Prodigy City or New Prodigy. You guys watched this more recently than me, so you should tell me. Anyway, corporate antics ensue. There are robots with the minds of kids.
Can I add something, Lan?
Yeah.
Just to back up on the corporate antics, I think a very specific piece of this show's lore is that there are no governments anymore. The world is ruled by the five, as they call them, the top 5 corporations. So it's like a libertarian paradise.
Basically, yeah. And that's why you've got robots with the minds of kids in adult bodies. But that's the show. That's Alien Earth, and that's what I gave as homework. Salt.
Yes.
Your turn to introduce your show.
Oh, I thought we were going on Alien Earth. Yeah, so my show was The Chair Company by Tim Robinson. This was a comedy he did with Zach Cannon that he did. They did Detroiters together. They did this on HBO. I feel that some people would probably describe it as like, I Think You Should Leave with a plot, or Friendship as a show. And I think that's a totally fair description. And that's why I loved it.
Yeah, I should also note that Zach Cannon was also the co-creator of I Think You Should Leave.
Oh,
and
right.
the director of Friendship, Andrew DeYoung, directed like the majority of the episodes for the show.
That's
I
cool.
think there's only like a couple episodes that weren't directed by him.
Cool. Yeah, we
a
can go
show
into-
made by homies for homies is what I'm hearing.
Basically, yeah.
we can go into it more later. What's Keegan's?
What did you make us watch?
I allowed you. Okay, I gave you the opportunity to watch the hit gay hockey Canadian television show Heated Rivalry. And you know what? It's all that needs to be said right now. I think Heated Rivalry speaks for itself. So I'm gonna give it its air. I'm gonna give it its space.
Yeah, honestly, everything you can say is on the tin. It's gay. It's hockey. It's gay hockey. Is there any particular reason why you wanted us to watch this one?
I guess I could do my short spiel about Heated Rivalry and why I like it is I think so often nerd spaces, predominantly male, not even predominantly male, nerd spaces, especially with critics, will ignore the hits in favor of like
Landman
genre stuff. Right. Landman is a good example, actually. Landman or Yellowstone. Right. And Heated Rivalry is a huge success. Like, it's a massive success. And I think it's going to be, in film, Harry Potter was already happening, but Twilight was a huge moment for that, like, changed the way the next 10 years of film went, in a bunch of ways, right? It like led to a ton of book adaptations and stuff like that. And that was primarily women led. But the reaction to those movies by nerds and critic spaces in particular is like really bad. And even still, right? And there's a bit of people looking at it again, but not to the same degree as like the Star Wars prequels, which people are saying is good now, right? And I feel like Heated Rivalry maybe isn't the first time, but it's interesting to me that there isn't the negative reaction. Maybe that's just not yet, right? But so far it seems like it is just a big genuine hit, and there's a lot of things that interest me there. But also I do genuinely think Heated Rivalry is a banger. Like, I watched it weekly and I liked it. So the combination of those two things, one side being like, this is a very women-led success, that is an interesting thing to note, while also being like, there's not the weird derogatory negativity toward it in spaces that I'm in, at least. I think that's interesting. I don't know. So more a vehicle to discuss that kind of stuff, I think, to me. But again, I also like the show. So
nice. So in that case, we'll probably talk about that one last. We'll just do the order that we did this in. So we'll start with Alien Earth. Alien Earth, did you guys have any intention of watching this prior to this episode, prior to his homework?
No, in fact, I was kind of repulsed by it because I thought the marketing was so ugly.
Okay, Keegan?
Kind of lean toward that's all. That's not my intent. Like, my answer to your question, Lan, is maybe. But it's probably not, right? Because a maybe is basically a no. Like, would I have ever gone out of my way to watch the show? Probably not. I think if I had watched it weekly, if I had jumped on episode 1 or however many episodes dropped, I would have watched it. But when I missed it, I think I missed it, is my answer.
Yeah. See, for me, there's also the Holly factor of it, because I haven't seen Fargo. I've seen,
you haven't watched Fargo?
No, I haven't watched Fargo. Because there's
avoid Holly?
No, hold on. We've been over this. I remember how I said that Disney Plus had all the Hulu stuff in Canada, right? But not all of it. Fargo was one of those shows.
Oh, okay. And it wasn't all of it for a little while too, right? Like, there was a time period, or does it still not have all of it?
No, it still doesn't. No. Like, it doesn't have Fargo at all.
Okay.
So if I were to, I'd have to like actively go out of my way to, acquire Fargo, as it were, if I were to go watch that.
Get a VPN,
I remember, VPNs. hosting services, et cetera, et cetera. Things that start with a Q, rhyme with mu BitTorrent. So yeah, like I didn't watch Fargo, but I remember when we were doing Comic Script more regularly, you know, that's a show that just Holly's work in general would be stuff that would come up very often. And I watched Legion. I liked Legion.
Okay.
But I remember when the announcement for Alien Earth came out, I was just like, eh. And also just the fact that like doing alien stuff on Earth is a very tight rope to walk, you know? Because like a lot of the reason why the stuff in the Alien franchise that does work is because it's so far away from Earth, you know, like the disconnect.
Yeah, that's a core part of the horror.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like, oh, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, and literally in space, no one can hear you scream.
Right.
So to have it grounded back on Earth, I was like, eh. And then, you know, the show came out. I didn't watch it immediately. I was like, I'll probably get around to it at some point. And then my Disney Plus subscription was running out. So I was just doing a whole bunch of like, I need to watch such and such before, you know, the subscription runs out. So I binged through the entirety of Alien Earth just because I'm like, I'm not going to go out of my way to actually, you know, torrent this. So yeah, that's how I watched it. But yeah, otherwise I probably would have just kept it in my backlog for God knows how long.
Yeah, I mean, I still have to finish Fargo. So I'm like, I Hulu canceled Hulu in the middle of, I was watching like season 3, I think, which is unfortunate because it is a banger season, but I just kind of like forgot about it. Like didn't have time for it. Probably there was a weekly show that was on that I was like, I want to keep up with this weekly show. Might have been Andor.
Not that got in the way. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then like Rehearsal was right after that. So yeah, there was like no, I mean, I think stuff with Alien Earth 2 is like, I know Legion is a banger. I didn't watch all of Legion. But like what I watched of Legion was very good. I don't know that I'll return to it because it's like, it's been 5 years and now I have to start at the beginning. Do I really want to do that? I don't know. But like my tolerance for franchise stuff in general is unpredictable, is what I'll say, because I'm sure a lot of people will be like, Alien Earth is the Andor of blah 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 blah, and like that might be true to you. There was no way that's not how my brain works when I'm looking at other franchises, and it's like I don't really want to be into more franchise stuff anyway, so that all just contributes to me being like on Earth. Just like I didn't need to tap in on it, even with everybody freaking out about how cool Timothy Olyphant was in it or whatever.
Yeah, but you know, if you're going on about like how cool Timothy Olyphant is in this, there's like Justified, you know, like there's quite a few actually.
I did watch City Primeval. So
okay,
I chose the other Timothy Olyphant thing on FX at the time.
Yeah, I chose the other Timothy Olyphant show. I watched Mandalorian season, what was it 2 or 3 that he shows up in? I watched Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think the Romulus factor also definitely.
Yep. I still haven't seen Romulus, so similar place with that and this.
But you know,
Salt's been real quiet.
Salt's been real quiet. Salt's stewing. I'm so excited.
Did you like this show?
Did you like the show?
Are you sitting there getting ready to be like, this 10 out of 10?
A bomb waiting to be set off right here.
Just sitting my human ass down and listening.
You're not a synth. Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
No, I did love this. I thought this was really sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say 10 out of 10, but close.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that, especially in the middle, but it's good to know that you actually liked it. I was, you know, even going into this episode, I was like, I wonder I wonder where Salt's gonna land on this.
Well, I'm gonna annoy Keegan by saying I did see a lot of parallels with this and Andor, and I would say perhaps what worked against this for me was much like Andor. I thought with how much talent and how much budget went into this, it could be even better if it didn't have the baggage of a pre-existing franchise, if it could just like do new things. In fact, I would say this worked best when it was veering most far from all the alien xenomorph stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't possibly agree more. I think you are like 1,000,000% correct. Like at this show's worst, I'm like, this is like, what if Tom King wrote Alien? Is how I'm just like, this is, I don't, it's like, it reminds me so much of Supergirl World of Tomorrow, actually. Or whatever of tomorrow, but Girl of Tomorrow, I don't know, whatever, Woman of Tomorrow,
Girl World,
where people are like, wow, blah, blah, like just losing their minds about this thing, and I'm just like, this is copying so many good things too. Like, I think the alien of it all does get in its way, because I'm just like, I think Alien handles a lot of the themes that the show does also handle more concisely and like more entertainingly in 2 hours than this did in 8 episodes. And so it just feels like a comic series in that way, where it's just like, yeah, you're kind of repeating your point. Like, it's cool, okay, like, and then even on top of that, it's also repeating beats from Alien. So it's also that thing where it's just like, okay, cool, like we're basically doing Alien in one episode of television. Okay, like, it's cool. I can get with this, but like, it's also, it is what it is, and the franchiseness of it makes it even more so, I think.
Yeah, especially when a lot of the things like that episode 5, the entirety of episode 5, you now have to put it not against just Alien, but like Alien Covenant, Prometheus, because those two movies basically did do not rehashes per se, but
like Planet Side especially, they like do, yeah.
So it has so much baggage, and I think especially with the recent attempts at revitalizing and reviving the franchise, that being Prometheus, Covenant, and now Romulus, there's a lot more riding on how it does these things, like that episode 5, or really just anything with the xenomorph when it gets to Earth.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what Salt was saying, how true it is too, where I'm like, I like our president, like the US president, Donald Trump. My favorite stuff here was the kid stuff. So like, the alien stuff was like, the sheep was cool. The sheep was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the xenomorph wasn't like, it wasn't over expectations.
It was cool, but not essential. I think a lot of the story almost works without the xenomorph.
And like, what if the eyeball like made the sheep give birth to more eyeballs or something, right? Like, do something
and
weird
that is
and
so
different.
like Prometheus-y, like,
yeah.
And when I say Prometheus-y, I mean like the stuff from Prometheus that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just that it's this one alien, right? Like, there's so many different ways that things can go wrong, and things do go wrong. I especially love the synth stuff because, the hybrid stuff, because there's so much about like the theories of self, like, what does it mean to actually have your consciousness transferred? Does it actually mean that your consciousness is transferred? And then all the stuff with the memory wiping and all that.
I mean, the pregnant stuff was crazy.
Yeah.
The girl thinks she was pregnant. Like, the relationship between the hybrids and the xenomorph was also pretty sick. The like, and there was also cool stuff aside from that, like the telepathy, or the like, when they were talking to each other in their brains was like super cool. I'm bad with names, but it was rad. Like, there was a lot of cool stuff like that. And then it was like, also there's a xenomorph running around. And again, the sheep, I think everybody was like, the sheep is a star, right? Like I saw that sheep a
Yeah.
lot this last year of posting was like that sheep was terrifying, and it was like for good reason. They set that thing up for to be awesome.
And it ends off in such a crazy spot too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Alien Earth Season 2 Weekend at Bernie's.
Hell yeah.
That character, Arthur, he has one of my favorite lines in the show pretty early on when they're talking about this experiment to transfer these consciousnesses. You alluded to it, Lan, but I liked that line. He says something like, we said we moved these kids' consciousnesses over to these robots. How do we know that's what happened? How do we know these aren't just these machines thinking they're kids? And I really liked that because it questioned consciousness in a general sense, but I think it also overcomes the problem of a lot of stories that feature like robot characters with consciousness. My problem with a lot of stories that feature robots is it's almost always treated as a given that they have consciousness, that they have something equating a soul. And this series is like, it could all just be ones and zeros.
Yeah, it could easily be just one big kayfabe. And I think also the fact that you have other robots and cyborg types, like you have Kirsch, who's a synth, and then you also have Morrow, who is actually just an augmented human, and having
one of my favorite characters.
He is so good. He's awesome. So incredible. And you know, like the way that they interact with all the hybrid stuff is just great. It's funny because it's like every time the xenomorph stuff does show up as a result, you're just like, oh yeah, that's right. This is an alien show.
Yeah, I mean, I also we're hurrying on the xenomorph stuff, but I think the capitalist stuff is also eye rolly for me. Like, I'm so tired of evil trillionaire genius tech bro villains. Like,
and it doesn't do anything
like,
new or interesting is the issue. It's like we haven't done anything with the like. You've got corporate espionage. Yes, we've seen that before.
Which is cool. That part's cool.
It's, you know,
if
when
this was
they
just
stormed the island
fighting each other, I would like it so much more if it was literally just middle managers following orders and like we never even see the bosses.
See, right? If it's a proxy thing, like Kirsch versus Morrow was a great proxy fight.
Yes, that ruled. The show was awesome. Firing on all cylinders there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had a different beef with these characters than you, which is that if the last several years have taught us anything, it's that all the billionaires at the top are almost a word I don't want to use, but they're not super geniuses. They're simply really cruel, greedy
they have
people.
Mild intellectual disabilities, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think the character of Boy is inherently flawed because I'm supposed to believe that he's one of these guys who can lead a massive company, but he's also one of the most gifted people at robotics. I would have done that differently. I would have had, maybe he has like a similar personality disorder, but it's other people building the robots. Maybe he had one success very early on, and they allude to that, but I question the intellectual achievements of these types of characters.
I mean, at the end of the day, too, he does get outsmarted like 2 or 3 times too. So it clashes against this idea that like, yeah, he's someone who's prepared for everything. You know, he's got all the contingencies. He's the smartest person in the world, and I think the moments where he is outsmarted don't really feel like triumphs against him, rather than just maybe dumb luck. He is a character, though. Who else we got?
About him too. I really like that he seems to be at least somewhat based on Palmer Luckey. Did either one of you get that?
Yeah. I could definitely sense that like Andrew vibe from him.
Yeah.
Second season, we're gonna get the reveal that he's actually like a huge game console manufacturer as well.
Before I built my first robot, I built my own Game Boy Color.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Dame Sylvia? And
She
did you
was-
realize that
names.
Dame was her name and not a title? It took me
I
until
think
like the
she
second to
was-
last episode to realize.
I think she's like a good counterexample to my complaints with how they're handling these like tech intellectuals. I really liked how much she represented like hubris and callousness, but pretending to care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She was like a picture of a very good employee at one of these places, you know? Like
Yeah.
she's a great meta employee is what, you know, she has ethics. Well, not enough. Like
But she thinks she
Uh,
does.
right. Well, no, she has some, right? And that's the
She
whole thing.
has
She
some.
has like 1 or 2 ethics, but you need like 15 to be able to, you know, she just doesn't have enough. She thinks she's doing things right. And I mean, they are all hopped up on the immortality thing and or just like doing science, you know. And I also think like our you know, the technological political situations while writing this would have been pre where we're at right now, where ChatGPT is convincing people to kill themselves. It's like she's an employee at ChatGPT, and that makes sense.
Yes,
Like
that's
it's good, you know.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how, if at all, you know, like the current state of tech is going to play in, if they are going to, you know, stay the course, or if they're going to try and mold the story to better fit the reality of things.
If there's a scene where they convince one of the humans to kill themselves, I mean, I'm not against that. Like, go kids.
Yeah. They came really close to it though. I feel like during that boat that was it the island encounter with all the Wayland Yutani mercs. I feel like just a few more minutes in that scene, she probably could have convinced someone to kill themselves.
She's a girl boss. I stand her.
Yeah, what else is there
Terrifying
to say about
microbrains.
the show? Good cast, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of folks that they pulled like from around the world, even. The guy who played Slightly was great.
Slightly and Smee have really terrific scenes together, particularly with their body language.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
way
No,
they like don't
I
know what to do with their arms and hands. So it's good.
I hesitate to say this because again, they are kids in robot bodies, but like they are the perfect blowjob brother archetype. You know?
Yeah,
So
it's true.
you were alluding to
That's-
some pedophilia stuff too, and I think the relationship between Morrow and Slightly handles that really well, where it's insinuated, but it's not like it's not being try-hard and in your face. Like, aren't we doing something gross here? Like, you can just infer all of it from the text and the performance. I really thought that was handled well.
Yeah, and I think that was my main concern too going into the show, because I had known about the, you know, kids and robot adult bodies thing beforehand, and that is such a minefield conceptually. And yeah, the execution was way better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kids and robots stuff is icky on purpose. And like it's a core theme of the thing, right? This show it so highly values the child's point of view, right? You know, textually it's doing all of that, and like you know, it takes until episode 8 to really take full form in a good way, where it's like, you know, trillionaire guy, the whole like you've always been an adult, you've never been a child. I like all of that stuff is interacting in a really cool way that you know, just like it's never, the actual show doesn't, it's like kids are kind of crazy, right? Like having kids is crazy, being a kid is crazy, thinking about trying to be a kid and like living forever is kind of a childish dream. Like all of that stuff is really, you know, it unpacks it in a really good way. It's very meaty thematically, I think.
Yeah, all the stuff with like Slightly and his family too, and even with Marcy and Joe, uh, really good stuff when they all visit their own graves. Lots of good bits there, and for like an 8 episode season, it feels like were this done by a less talented writing team, we probably wouldn't get as much as we did out of it.
I'm just saying, you don't need 24 episodes. You think you
don't
need 24 episodes? You're wrong. You're wrong. This show didn't need 24.
Heated Rivalry had 6.
6 is perfect too. Yeah, you know what?
Not to jump the gun here, but just saying.
It's true.
I think that's all I have to say for Alien Earth. You guys got anything else before we move on?
Watch this,
I would
Trump.
go so far. Oh, go ahead, Keith.
You'll like it, Donald. You should watch it.
Yeah, watch it and then pull out that gun. It's time.
I would go so far as to say it's my second favorite piece of alien media after the first film.
Okay.
See, I like Prometheus and Covenant so much. I think
haven't
those
seen
might
either
be
of
my
those.
favorites. You didn't?
Were you not on those episodes
No.
of the show? Oh.
They're so good. They're so good.
I like Aliens quite a lot, but I see it more as like a James Cameron movie than an Alien movie. Right. And then Alien 3 and 4 are just weird things, and I really didn't care for Romulus.
Yeah. But hey, high expectations going into the second season. Hopefully it matches up whenever it comes
Maybe
out.
I'll watch it weekly.
In 2028 or 2029.
Yeah, I'll forget. I
can see myself watching weekly. I had a really good time with this.
Yeah. All right, Salt, it's your turn.
All right, Chair Company. Probably not as much to say here since we're not getting into deep themes of self and immortality.
Hey, there are quite a few thematic...
There are some really good themes here. Yeah. I'll go into that. So in the Chair Company, we have Tim Robinson continuing on a streak of playing maniacal freaks. He works at, so he's a guy named Ron Trosper. He works at like a mall. It's a company that develops real estate. They build malls, basically. They're sort of real estate company, sort of a mall company. On one of his there's a meeting where he has to present something, and when he sits back down after he presents in front of the whole company, the chair he sits down on collapses and he eats shit on the stage. And this inciting incident of him getting embarrassed sets off every problem and plot point in the show. It's a very zany type of mystery and thriller, I'll say. But before I add anything more, how did you guys like this?
Basically, it's like if you took an I Think You Should Leave sketch, stretched it out to 8 episodes, and in the midst of that, threw in like 50 other I Think You Should Leave sketches in there.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
And that I love that as a concept. I have no problems with that.
Yeah, this was great. I loved it. It's bizarre. It's my favorite thing about all of the stuff Tim Robinson is in is like almost all of it is like a normal sitcom joke, and then somebody says something insane, and that's like that's it. That's the magic of the thing. It's so good. It's so funny.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. So like Lan said, there are some deeper themes here, and I would almost call this a political theme. This idea of like how insanely difficult it is to talk to anyone at any company we rely on. Like, this is something that affects everyone. I think like that must be resonating with a lot of people watching it. I mean, there's the whole series is about how he can't reach anyone at this company, but like there's that really great scene too where he's at the bar with Mike Santini and he's still on hold for 5 hours. You can hear the hold music over the sounds of the bar. Incredible.
It's real good. Yeah,
it's really like all about the destruction of the service class. That's really what it's about.
Okay.
Go on.
I mean, yeah, the whole thing is him trying to track down like what the deal is with this company, right? Why are they doing it to the chairs? And then as the further along you get, as it gets more absurd, there's also like a grounding element where, you know, you get the reveals like, oh, they're taking out one specific part from the chair. You know, they're cutting corners. Oh, they're trying to, you know, intentionally make these chairs obsolete, planned obsolescence. You know, and then you start getting that with other small things like his phone, you know, when his phone gets thrown into the water and he has to get that replaced. Like the whole thing is a real good send up of corporate America, you know, and then the fact that like everything with the construction of the mall and, you know, the aspect of malls as a dying institution within America. There's a lot of moving parts here and a lot of crazy themes that like you wouldn't expect out of this. And also the most incredible thing that this show does is that it will have you watch this incredibly hilarious segment and then immediately hit you with a gut punch of an emotional beat. Like I remember, I think it was in the first episode, he was going through and looking for you know what Tekka's deal was, and then he happens across some pics of his daughter when she was younger, and there's it starts playing Jim Crochet's what song is it?
He gets lost in the YouTube comments of that song.
Yeah. And it's just this whole protracted segment, and the entire time it's just hitting, like repeatedly gut punching you. It's an incredible thing.
Yeah, everything with his son too is so. He's of course his son is the weirdest guy on the planet.
Yep.
But like, it's like there's so many plot lines in this show is the thing, and like each family member gets their own bits with him, and yeah, it's also, it really does like manage tone so well, because it's like even while that stuff is hilarious, it's also just like his son's getting older and he's trying to be a good dad. It's like, oh.
Everything with his daughter too.
Like,
I saw someone, and then when he finds it in the dog, I saw someone who threw that away.
the show is really good too at like having character arcs intersect in a really gratifying way. Speaking of the son, you've got the son's birthday party coming up, and you've got like this sort of bromance thing going on between Mike and Ron, and then Mike starts demanding he gets invited to the son's birthday party, and then all the fallout of Ron like refusing to let him in and finding out what the gift was. It's really so cleverly handled.
No, everything with Mike is also so funny.
The reveal after of like what the deal with his daughter was.
Yeah. Mike's a weirdo all time. Yeah. Like, I love, like, that's one where it's like, okay, you start to get to know him, and it's like, and
you're like, the second, like literally the second you think, oh wow, it's actually, this is really nice. They turn the
dial and he gets weirder. Like the Scrooge porn is also really weird.
The Scrooge porn was amazing
because he's like obsessed with Scrooge, and he's so sad about it. And he's watching Scrooge porn.
My favorite Mike detail, I think, might be that horrible podcast he listens to.
Oh yeah,
not only in his car,
audio
but
porn
in his
podcast.
It's quote, he's singing it with the podcast. Yeah. He's re-listening to it. Oh my god, I'm crying.
And that was Connor O'Malley. I found out later that was Connor O'Malley.
Of course.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I've been saying fucking weird ways from this show for like 2 weeks. Just the way they deploy it is so funny. This fucking chair. Fucking chair. Man. Oh, what a funny show. Oh.
Yeah, just masterful. Like, I liked Friendship. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but this feels like a step up from that. that synthesizes everything from I Think You Should Leave in such a great way. I think, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Claire sketch, I think from the end of season 2 of I Think You Should Leave, where the guy's talking about having no regrets when he dies. That's like Mike's whole thing in this show.
Well, from a writing so coming as someone who really enjoyed Friendship, from a writing perspective, if I have any criticism of Friendship, it's that there's a few separate threads that don't really come together in cohesive ways. It kind of feels like some of these characters are on different planets, and that's fine. Like I think it was an experiment in a lot of ways. I like the movie for what it is, but yeah, like you were saying with this show, like this show hits these really different tones between Ron's home life, his work life, his weird secret life with being a detective, and it as disparate as all this is, it all comes together in really satisfying ways. Like his marriage to his wife is, there's less comedic stuff there, but it still feels like it's happening in the same universe.
I think the most incredible thing is when his daughter finds out about it, because you think that, oh, she's, not going to believe it. But like as the show goes on, she's in on it too. Like she's going out, she's doing like side quests for him. And also in the midst of that, it throws in stuff like Wendy's Carvers, and it never comes across as like a wild, outlandish thing. You just accept it. You just accept that, yes, in this world, Wendy's is doing a Carver's deal.
Well, the whole thing with the daughter was really, there was something going on that I really liked with like the maybe abusive fiance who like was way too worked up about like her sandwich photo shoots. Yeah. I think there was some.
She also acts so much like him,
Yeah.
Like she's so similar to it. That's so funny.
His daughter's got the vibes of someone from West End Toronto. For sure. Or not his daughter, his daughter's fiance has the vibes of someone from West Toronto. The music selection here also. I talked about that Jim Croce song that gets early. I'm still blanking on the name.
This was 2 weeks ago. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, no, this was 3 weeks ago. I was like halfway through watching it when Salt assigned it as homework, and I was like, you know what? I'll let this one slide. I'm not done yet, so Salt, you're good. You're good. Your teaching skills have improved since last week. Yeah, I think the hardest part about this show was just getting my friends to sit down and watch it. Like, it took me a solid 2 months to watch the show just because of arranging my friends to watch it. But every time we watched a new episode, it never felt like a waste, Honestly, we were more pissed at ourselves for having taken so long to watch it. And I think that's a testament to just how good the show is, If a show can make you regret putting it off for so long, I think that's a key indicator that you've got some gold.
Another fun bit of casting info is the owner of the t-shirt store that Ron goes to, Tan Place. That the owner of that place, the bald guy, is the actual owner of the real life clothing company store they used on location.
Yeah, I saw a clip actually, and he talks the exact same way in real life.
That's why he got the part.
That's like this show. That's one of the great things about I Think You Should Leave. And this show too is just like how many just unknowns. Weirdos, just total weirdos are inhabiting this world. Great job casting the weirdest people I've ever seen. The guy with the head dent. The head dent?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a concept.
Screaming about the soup. But yeah, like all of Ron's coworkers are really great characters. Like a few of them have recurring scenes, but a lot of them just would have like one scene and you would never see them again, but it'd be very memorable. Like there's the woman who you think, okay, she might be normal, but then she starts talking about like how she's magnetized to everything in the office.
And then metal starts going toward her. So
yeah.
I really need to go home, Ron. I missed my doctor's appointment. I think I'm back. Oh man.
Also, Jim Downey is so incredible in this. Just the true antagonistic force that the show needs.
Is he the guy in the wheelchair?
He's the old guy.
And they allude that at his party that he got like really hedonistic or something, but they never tell you what happened.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Also,
the mistakes party. That's what it was called.
Yeah, that's what it was. Lou Diamond Phillips is also just so the cold open. I forget for which episode where he's just like at like a fire
like
pit with his.
Like a bro retreat.
Yeah, like a bro retreat. And then they're just going and like they're each taking turns trying to just
being assholes. Just being big ol' assholes.
Like there are so many bits in this show that I could easily see being I think you should leave sketches. And yet the fact that it all coheres without anything feeling like it's out of place is incredible.
No, it's the restraint. I mean, it's not restraint. It's I think you should leave really gets to like go to as insane heights as it possibly can because it's a skit and it doesn't have to keep going. But it does. It manages the pace of this show really well because it's like, oh, is something gonna happen? No, not yet. It'll come. He'll throw his phone in a soap fountain or whatever.
Just the bit with the chair, you know, the fact that you're able to go the entire season with that thread and not have it feel like it's running out of steam is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Chair Company, a true meditation on what it means to live in the current state deteriorating corporate America. A very serious show.
Can we go down quotes? I wrote down a bunch of quotes. I'm going to go down some quotes. Okay. Tangled up in your little panties. It's funny. Just good words coming up right after each other. You went to school with someone who did something to their grandma, right? Just you can't not love it. Okay. Fucking pig, worthless fucking pig, piece of shit. Too good. Then, this one might be my favorite, actually. Okay. I was actually doing something all the time. I was actually doing something. Just, I need that. I need to use that. I was actually doing something. Is too good of an excuse. I like it.
There's the one guy who was complaining about a shirt. He made me believe I could do anything in this world. I could change anything in this world.
The shirt is crazy. The little diamonds and the sleeves.
Yeah.
The dog subplot is so good. He comes home with this dog, and like within one day, they're like exposing the dog to all these dangers that can kill it. Like the dog does like 3 things in 24 hours that could like it eats all this chocolate.
Yeah, and he just takes it out for a walk.
There might be rat poison.
Just walk.
Well, it bit me with its rat tooth.
And then he uses that in a fight.
Oh my god. And then, can you take a picture of me after he brings it back to that guy? Can you take a picture of me so people know I did something heroic? And then he just looks at all the comments. It's like, oh, great. He brought the dog back to the place where
we left the gate open on purpose. Oh no, Minnie. It's like there's a million of those little subplots that are just, they floor you every time. Oh my god. The porn store is so funny.
Yeah.
He brings the pictures. Do you know where these were taken? It's really good. He steals his phone and
starts taking the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, he does that. Oh, just a million bits. What a show.
Very excited for season 2. I will be there.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it comes real quick. I honestly, of the 3 shows we watched today, no, that's not true. I think Heated Rivalry Rivalry will come much quicker than Chair
That's
Company.
what she said. We know what? There's our transition. Heated Rivalry. Yeah, I mean, I watched this weekly. Kendra loves it. Which is interesting because she didn't love the book.
She read the book.
She did read the book. Yeah.
Has she read the entire series or?
No. So she read Heated Rivalry. And then she read the sequel to Heated Rivalry, and she was like, "Oh, the sequel's way better."
Oh,
but
interesting.
She didn't go back to read the rest. Now she's reading one of them.
Probably the one
she's trying to figure out.
Third episode was based off.
No, that's the first book. She's just like, I don't care. She's like, I don't care about that first book. It's whatever. No, she's reading one that she thinks season 2 is going to matter, or that will matter to season 2.
Okay.
So she was all excited, but she didn't really get all the way excited until she knew that we had a way to watch it. So once it was like, oh, we're watching it, it was like a weekly watch. So yeah, I mean, it's the gay hockey show.
It's the gay Canadian hockey show.
This is a
Crave original, baby.
Crave original. We love to see it.
I need to talk about Canada's relationship to this at some point.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You go off, King. Let's just go. Yeah, so, that's where we'll start.
I need to first, let's lay out the image. It's the man setting up the dominoes meme. Okay. We're there. Now, this next reference might fly over Keegan's head, but I know it's going to strike something really deep in Land's neural circuitry. And it's the first domino. The first domino is labeled the financial success of Bon Cop, Bad Cop.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Okay, I'm already okay. Yeah.
Final domino. Heated Rivalry becomes one of the biggest Canadian TV shows of all time.
Okay, so you're saying Patrick Wilde and Combe Fiore walked so Hudson Williams and Connor Story could run.
I really like that read, but I was going for something way less symbolic and more literal. That's awesome. The co-writer and producer of Bon Cop Bad Cop is Kevin Tierney. Kevin Tierney's son is Jacob Tierney, who produced and starred in Letterkenny, and then in Shoresy, and then he produced Heated Rivalry. And all of these things are about hockey.
Yes,
they were all really successful.
Well, Letterkenny's more about the living experience of being a prairie boy, but
that one is the least about hockey, but there's a good amount of hockey stuff in there,
just by way of being a Canadian show.
Yeah.
So I think a main source of criticism for the show, like a fair thing to say,
is that it's Canadian.
It's Canadian.
This should be an HBO original, not a Crave original.
No, I'm very happy for Crave. Good for Crave. They kind of fleeced HBO on some level. They got free money from HBO. I think this show is like well produced. It looks great. They didn't need more money to I
mean, that's the thing that a lot of people think, is that they think Canadian TV looks cheap, but that couldn't be further from the truth, especially given how much American content gets filmed here.
Oh, for sure.
This looks better than a lot of American shows. I mean, it's lit really a lot better.
Yeah. And like the lighting has a lot of intention in it, right? Like the gay sex scenes, all the reds and the oranges and the blues, just constantly like they don't make any sense either in some shots, but it's just like, no, we want it to be lit. We want it to it looks good. It looks great.
It's hyper surreal.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I know people have talked about like, oh, if there was more budget, they could do more actual hockey stuff, which is really my criticism, is like, I think the balance of romance to hockey is not to sport, right? For a show about a rivalry, it's like you could basically take the sport completely out of it. It's more or less it's a pretty straightforward coming out story more than anything else. Which I think is like, that's just a taste thing, right? I lean more challengers in my sports yaoi. I'd rather watch challengers than something leaning more toward romance like Heated Rivalry. But for what Heated Rivalry does, it does really well.
I think that's the issue, is that this is a hockey story. Like, it's the Trojan horse, where instead of the hockey being used to Trojan in a gay romance, it's actually a gay romance being used to Trojan in people being forced to watch hockey.
Yeah.
Which was the case for me. I'm a Canadian that doesn't like to watch hockey.
I mean,
White man's
the
sport.
hockey, yeah, it is a white man sport. I don't care for hockey, but the rivalry is like whatever your core metaphor for the white rivalry is what I want to have more power over the narrative.
Mhm.
And this doesn't quite get there for me. Like, I don't think,
Especially when so much of
hockey-
it is about the kayfabe, right? Like the dissonance between who they are in public versus who they are in private.
Yeah, like their competitiveness doesn't really matter narratively that much either. Even like they're just kind of dominant in a storybook way. They're just like very good, which is fine. Again, that's kind of where there's 6 episodes. I like what they chose to do with the 6 episodes, and even with 6, I think you could move things around to make that a little bit more prominent. But again, it's like that's more a discussion of like what I want out of the hockey yaoi than what is like good or bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Who's the hottest guy?
It's a good question, actually. See, the thing is, here's the issue. I was looking up, like what the previous roles was. Partway through watching the show.
Okay.
And I found out that Connor Story, just a couple of years ago, had a part in a movie called Joker Folia de.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he was in Joker too. Right.
He was specifically the guy who stabs Joaquin Phoenix's Joker to death at the end. Sick. Very memorable scene. Unfortunately, a bit too memorable, because every time I saw, Ilya in the rest of the show after that,
you're like, he's the guy who killed the Joker. That's crazy.
He's the guy who killed the Joker.
That's crazy.
So, that does impact that part for me.
He was a performance clown. He was a clown.
Nice.
Like
yeah,
in
no, I
LA.
can see it.
I can see it. In WeHo. He would be a clown, and I'm kind of obsessed with this. If he did a clown show, I would probably drive down to West Hollywood and see his clown show. I would pay money to see his
circus show. We need a gay circus show.
Isn't that most circus shows? I feel like Salt would know this.
Yeah,
Salt?
yeah. Lan is. This is the first time Lan's been culturally out of touch. So raise the alarm.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
on the flag.
Unless I see them scissoring,
unless
I see them actually, no, I've seen them scissoring before. Never mind.
this is what I'm saying. I think
unless it's scissoring.
That's like I forgot. That's the whole thing that acrobats do. Is like they all do the whole. They flip through the air, they scissor midair, and then they flip back down. Yeah, yeah.
The most trans people I've met in my life are through circus. It's very, very gay culture.
Queer, at the very least queer.
To borrow a line from a very old Patton Oswalt bit, in Cirque du Soleil, everything is wet and gay and French and on fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo.
Makes sense.
Who's the hot goat? Who's the hottest guy? Salt, you didn't answer.
All right, I'll have to go with Scott Hunter because I'm the old head of the pod, and I think he's the oldest cast member.
Yeah, he is. He's like 40.
Solidarity.
I think Scott Hunter speaks to men. I think the Scott Hunter episode speaks to men. Just gleaming from Kendra's For You pages on various apps, it seems like especially straighter guys watching the show are like, Scott Hunter's the GOAT.
Okay.
For whatever reason. I don't know if it's because his episode is more focused on being a genuine competitor, right? It's a little more hockey focused.
He's got the hockey phenotype,
Yeah, he does. And like I don't know, I said this on Blue Sky, episode 5 when he wins, I was like standing in my living room like somebody actually won the World Series. Like,
you're doing that one meme. The hold on, I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah.
No, the butch lesbian watching the TV. there. I just posted on the chat.
It was
to be fair,
literally-
that was me too. I did that as well.
Yeah.
And you know, the unfortunate thing is his partner, his boyfriend.
You can't say it out loud. It's not. I know what you're gonna say.
What's he gonna say? I don't know what he's gonna say.
No,
Listen,
you need to put this in a Sickos cut if you say it out loud. It's too mean.
Oh God.
I don't.
I mean, listen. When I saw the preview for the episode, I had to
It's
like
not
double.
wrong.
My eyes were deceiving me, is what I'll say.
Yeah, I know.
My eyes were deceiving me. I feel bad for the guy.
I don't say it out loud.
I feel bad for the guy. But
yeah, I mean, he's as hot as he could be.
Sure, yeah. It's just that, you know, you look away for 1 second, you look back, and it's,
yeah,
you have to like rub your eyes, you know, just to make sure you're not seeing ghosts.
Yeah. Really
yeah,
great bod for a smoothie maker.
Surprisingly, I was not expecting that. Hudson Williams, good at looking like a sad dog. You know, he's got the good pouty face. Also, I had a feeling about it, so I did look it up, and that he was actually playing the character as autistic. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. I could definitely read it as that. So
there was a lot
good performance on that.
A lot of discussion on that in the fandom.
Was there?
You know, yeah. Well, because I mean, they both. I think Connor's story gets a lot more credit for his acting in the show because he gets to be a big dramatic
Russian
guy. He learned Russian for the role. He did. I'm sure he did really good accent training. People say his accent's really good and stuff like that. So, and just generally, I think he gets to show off acting skills a little more that like people are used to picking up on. But like even in the book, there's no like confirmation or anything, but there's like a lot of discussion from the book readers that like Shane is clearly autistic, and so like translating that to the screen means, you know, he a lot of his performance is more understated. And like some people were critical of that, and it's like, yeah, it's on purpose. And it's good. Yeah, I think both of them just like it's crazy how hard they went on this thing that like, you know, maybe somebody on the production team thought this could be huge. But and like you hope that it could be huge, but it's like, they went crazy on these roles, and it's cool that that they did for something, a little gay hockey adaptation.
Yeah. Are we going to be talking about the sex scenes?
Sure. Thanks for bringing them up. How do you
problem.
like that? How'd you like all the copious butt sex? Canadian.
Here's what I'll say. All right. Here's what I'll say.
Okay.
I have to give Williams and Story a lot of credit, especially early on. They do a great job of playing it as though these are two closeted guys having sex, right? Very believable. Now, the issue is that when it's so believable, it's not very interesting to me. I've seen better, is what I'm saying. Goes on a bit too long sometimes. I think they get better about it, especially around episode 3, you know, like when the Scott Hunter episode hits, that's when they start to hit the balance a bit better.
Yeah,
but
they're
early
like
on,
cuter sex scenes than they are just like going to Pound Town.
Yeah. Early on, it just gets kind of boring, is the issue, and that's just what the reality of two closeted guys. You know, especially that early on into their journey of acceptance and whatnot. Yeah. Seen better.
What does that mean? What are you watching? You need to cite your sources.
No.
This isn't ChatGPT.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't need to cite anything.
That implies something.
Oh, it doesn't. I've seen a lot of you know, I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV.
I've watched some stuff.
I've watched a lot of things, you know. A lot of things I've seen in this world.
Lan is asking for more penetration on screen.
No, I'm asking for more interesting penetration. I think is what I'm asking for.
Okay.
You know, because later in the show you get a lot of more interesting, configurations.
Oh, the position in the cabin is
yes,
great.
Yes,
That's very interesting. They definitely worked their way up to something there.
Yeah. It's all about the payoff. I think it's about the journey, not
it's
just
only
the
6 episodes.
Yeah, it's a balance thing. You want to make sure that you
kind of like gay sex. It's a balance thing.
Yeah. You got to make sure that everyone's positioned correctly. The lighting, people say, like, what does that add to the plot? And it's very easy to figure out what it adds to the plot. It's just that.
Yeah, and I will, just as an automatic, like when one of the montages and it's showing them do hockey and they're like wall checking each other and it's like cutting to their gay sex. It's awesome. Like fantastic use of all of those things. I love to see it. Very good creative use of like what we've already done in the story too. Love it. So that's what it gives to the plot. Okay, so shut up.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no complaints about the existence of the scenes. It's just that sometimes it just gets kind of boring to keep watching it.
Do you watch a lot of stuff with like? I mean, the only other
prolonged
thing
scenes.
Wait. Let me say a sentence real quick. There's not really much on TV that I would compare to this. That's like on TV, other than Bridgerton. Bridgerton does go to these same places. Again, both of these are very women oriented TV shows, which might tell you something about what the ladies are reading right now. But like, is there anything else that comes to mind similar to this that you think is like Game of Thrones comes to mind to some degree, but even then that petered off after like season 2, probably it got a lot less.
Landman, yes.
Is Landman doing this stuff?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared about the prospect of Sam Elliott. How old is he now? Doesn't matter.
Probably
just the prospect
203.
Of him. Yeah, something like that.
Yellowstone did have some stuff.
Not too surprised there. Yeah.
You gotta get less scared of the prospect of Sam Elliott, more excited about the prostate of Sam Elliott.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. And you know what? I think Sam Elliott's naked body would be interesting to look at.
Okay.
You don't have to be a beautiful person for me to.
You know what they say? Prospector is actually a contraction of the words prostate inspector.
Okay, I think I've heard this before. Yeah. This is a common Texas saying, I think.
But to answer your question from before, like in terms of what's comparable, like for the Western market, especially for the Canadian market, especially, this is very much a unicorn. I think once you start getting more into like East Asian dramas. There's
Kamen Rider.
yeah, exactly. Like heated rivalry between men. It's all about heated rivalry between men. That stuff, right? Like, no, but Korean dramas, Chinese dramas. There's more that's comparable to what we see here. Though, it's like this is very.
Jacob needs to go watch some tape. And that's okay. Yeah. It's all part of the process. Sometimes you got to go watch some Eastern European League in order to you bring over the Euro step. Like you just got to go watch some tape, and that's okay. This was
you got to see what they're doing in Slovenia, man. Like you got to see what kind of shit they're doing in Slovenia.
They were intuiting this, which again the Book Talk girlies say, a lot of the stuff got cut for space here, and I'm like, that's because 70% of what you read by volume is pornography. That's okay. Shouts to the girlies. But again, you go watch the tape. You see what they're doing over there, and maybe adapt some of that for the Western audience. And that's just art, baby. Salt, you haven't talked a lot. Salt, did you hate this?
I didn't hate it, but I also didn't finish it.
Oh, that's okay.
Sounds like it just wasn't realistic enough for me.
Yeah. There should be like 4 more guys in here and maybe 1 more lady.
No, so my problem, as you know, was that why do the cishet white guys need to get their own show?
Mm.
I'm not
Facts.
relitigating that.
It's just also I remember the first episode. There's a whole segment about him being Asian Canadian.
That's very
And
funny. It was a really good
I
moment.
just sent a screenshot of that to you guys. I'm like, how did? Okay, so clearly, person who shall not be named here didn't watch the show, but also
Friend of the
Hudson
pod,
Williams
friend of
is
the pod.
not a white passing man.
You could clock him. Yeah. I mean,
He is
you
very visibly Asian.
could, you
Yeah.
could. Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, that's a whole other part of this conversation that is like, for whatever reason, and I don't agree with this for myself. I'm actually in my grab bag. I am going to say something. It is whatever. Like, but for whatever reason, gay male stories are for women in a way that like lesbian stories aren't for men. And I don't know what it, and I mean women in, a giant term, right? Again, I'm a Heated Rivalry fan. I watched every episode weekly.
When you
I'm not a
say
woman.
for the girlies, can you say for the girlies and Keegan?
For the
Please?
girlies and Keegan, yes, absolutely. I will be reading. I have been assigned the second Heated Rivalry, the Shane and Ilya book before.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I have to watch it or read it, which is fine. It'll be an easy read. And like I get that that's a complaint, and like I don't know how to fix that culturally, right? Especially because it's like I like Gideon the Ninth, like that book's awesome.
I don't know what to do about it either, because like the reason I didn't finish this is for nothing against the show. I think it's a really well crafted show. I could sing all of its praises, but it failed to really register with me. I think by the time I was watching episode 3, there was a little bit more that I could get into.
Yeah.
That also had more music I liked. I mean, that this was music that was really big when I was in college. So, but that's just all like,
that
blatantly.
Wolf Parade. It
Yeah,
hits
Crazy,
like crack.
crazy needle
I
drop.
added- yeah. See, Salt, you have to get. I like episode 5 is it like it's so good. And I mean, I think again, this does get to like there is stuff that for whatever reason engages women.
Yeah.
That doesn't engage men on a wider scale, and I don't get it.
Right, and that's
Go ahead,
what I'm trying to get to. I think, like, broadly speaking, like, I have a hard time really getting into romantic stuff, and I there's nothing bad I can point at. It's just like getting myself to really be invested. Like, even if I look at like my own viewing history, I think it's the Linklater before Sunrise movies that like really spoke to me, but like those are the exception, like there's very few rom-droms or rom-coms where I can really get excited about it. And I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm socially stunted. Who's to say?
No, and I mean,
Hey,
I'm not.
Have you
I don't
seen
wanna,
The Handmaid? Salt, have you seen The Handmaiden?
The Handmaid? I don't know what that is.
The Park Chan-wook movie, The Handmaiden.
No, I would check it out though.
Yeah, I should check it out.
Yeah, and I do think there are romance movies for dudes, and almost all of them, or for I mean, it's weird because this becomes a subsection of a subsection, because it's like the dudes who watch Predator aren't gonna like the Before trilogy necessarily, right? So it's like the Before trilogy is a romance story for guys, where it's like there's this deep sadness at the heart of it in the romance too. And like all 3 of those movies is like there's a lot of tension there. I think a lot of young men really like 500 Days of Summer for that too. Hopefully you grow out of it, young men. That movie is a little bit toxic. So move past it. But I think that even and I think about the lesbian of it all that I was saying before, like Portrait of a Lady on Fire is a similar tragedy that is geared more toward men, lesbians maybe, I don't know. That is like more of that kind, and this is like for and I don't know, like for the film bro mind though, especially the like happy romance is a tougher sell for whatever reason. And I don't know the explanation for that. I don't like gender essentialism at all. Maybe that's why I like this show so much, because I'm trying to go against all of exactly what I was just saying. And I want to engage with this stuff separately, differently, to try harder to like it more, maybe. But even at the end of the day, I still, just to that point, like, I like the Scott Hunter stuff more than the Shane Ilya stuff. And so I don't know, but I do know that Wolf Braid needle drop goes extremely hard. It's a nonsense song, and it is now on my workout playlist. it hits like crazy.
I think, talking about the Scott Hunter episode, because that gets thrown in there in the third episode, and I think it really does create a delineation point for the series where, looking back, I think I was much more interested in everything after that episode than everything before it. It is a bit of a not a cold start, but a slow start. And again, part of this is just that, like, the nature of their relationship is purely transactional for those first two episodes. Whereas the Scott Hunter episode, like, everything is encapsulated, or almost everything is encapsulated within that one episode. The arc, pretty much everything up until the climax, but not the climax, is in that episode. So it hits a lot better, I think. But also it's much more focused on the societal bits of it too, right? Because so much of this is about the societal repercussions. Hockey, a famously straight sport, or straight passing, we'll say.
I mean, yeah. Every sport is homoerotic. You cannot escape the homoeroticism of sport. It's why it's beautiful.
Yeah. But this show takes place in the early 2010s. You got the Sochi Olympics, and you talk about the repercussions of coming out in Russia, right? And I think that could have used a bit more. There could have been a bit more with that, especially with Ilya's family. But yeah, the show really does pick up after, like, the Scott Hunter episode. I think the moves really start to come in.
Yeah, there starts being faster. A story. There's more of a plot going on. Exactly. I will say, I think, and I was talking about this as the show came out, right? When episode 4 hit, it was like, I think, 6 episodes isn't very long, right? It's not a long thing, but I do think this is structurally, like, as perfect as you could design what the story is. And I especially say that because Scott's book is the first book of the series, right? So spoilers for episode 5. So I'm gonna tell you what happens. Scott Hunter wins the championship, and then he comes out as gay, and he brings Kip out to the ice and makes out with him on the ice, and it all plays to I'll Believe in Anything, the Wolf Parade song. It is immaculate. It's fantastic. So that all happens in the first book, though, and then the rest of the books kind of react to it. By planting his romance, though, in the middle of Shane and Ilya's, which is, like, pretty normal, like, to everything you were saying, Lan, like, they have a pretty normal arc. He's still closeted, but it's like he can openly share his feelings, and he understands what being gay is better than Shane does, at least. It creates this good contrast with the other two, and it creates this situation where now it makes sense that they need more space to explore their relationship across the rest of the season, because it's like, oh, they don't know how any of this goes, but, like, Scott Hunter is, emotionally available and honest. He just can't come out right now because hockey's homophobic. And so, at, like, episode 3 in a lot of ways is like a boring episode in terms of it follows a romance plot formula very closely. But in other ways, it, like, unlocks the rest of the series in a really neat way too. Because everything with Shane and Ilya is, like, it's way more interesting post episode 3, where, like, stuff actually starts happening. Yeah.
I did get a bit annoyed by the X amount of months later, X amount of years later, cards.
I
also don't know how else you would have done it. Like, is that how the novels are structured?
That's how the novels go, yeah.
Okay.
And it takes that long, right? And like, the championships matter a little bit more in the book,
Okay.
Like there's more hockey that actually stuff happens. But yeah, I also like my big source of not liking that is like, one, it belittles the championships, right? It just like, oh, championship happened. And I'm like, again, this is a sports show. I want the sport to matter. I don't want like to just skip
like there's
to
a whole segment where they're playing on the same team and it just really comes and goes real quick.
The All-Star? Yeah. It's like one scene. Yeah. And it's good, but like it's not enough. But I also am like, in my mind, if you're structuring the story, the Olympics have to be the most important, right? And maybe that's because like we just came off of a great basketball Olympic win, well, you know, the US win, but like a great basketball Olympic, like all of it was good, right? Every game was awesome. Games that the US weren't playing and were extremely competitive and like greatest players. And it's still being talked about in like the news media, you know, in basketball media, they're talking about. And so it's like, to think that these competitors at the heights of their level, that the Olympics is just like a little blip in all of them. We don't even actually know who won the gold medal in the show, right?
Yeah.
That also is a little bit like a missed opportunity to me. That's probably my biggest missed opportunity of the thing. And I think there's a way to like rejigger it to make the championships matter, make the Olympics matter a little bit more, and maybe like bring down the number of years. But it's also an extremely common trope of like how much time passes, you know, losing time or missing time or whatever the book talk girlies and Keegan call it. Like that's a super common trope. So I also get playing with that. But I feel like there is a better way to do it, to your point. Yeah.
Yeah. What else is there to say about this show?
Fandom's crazy. Fans are bad.
Fandom is crazy. Yes, the fans. This truly is an exercise in ignoring the fans.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, there's definitely pockets, right? Just like all fandoms, you can find a pocket where you can be happy. But it's like, yeah, there's a lot of weird harassment, trying to figure out the guy's sexualities. A lot of weirdness. So, you know, you go girlies, I guess. we love toxic women here on this podcast, so gotta represent, I guess.
Yeah.
And then season 2 should be 2027, actually.
You think so? You think it's not?
They can't film until late summer, early fall is the news.
Just because you underestimate how fast Canadians move.
We'll see. Jacob Tierney, right. maybe he gets up to writing real quick.
Jacob Tierney's on Demon Time. Rachel Reed is on Demon Time.
She's writing
new
a
novel
third
coming
book
out this year.
Yeah, she's right. Well, okay, she's not writing it right now. She is probably finishing it right now. It's like she had to have started on it when there was even a whiff of money, right? Mm-hmm. Like you got to start.
But
that.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Shouts, Again, I do think this is going to be, it might not happen immediately, but we're going to see a lot more. I mean, Book Talk books are already
of the three shows we covered today, I think the second seasons for all these three shows, I think Heated Rivalry season 2 comes out first, then Chair Company season 2, then Alien Earth season 2, and there's like a very significant gap between Chair Company season 2 and Alien Earth season 2.
I think Chair Company might be first, just because they might make a summer release happen easier on HBO. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
It honestly depends on if they're already starting to work on it. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to say about the gay hockey show? No, I think I've said everything I want to say.
Let's get some more sports yaoi out in the world. That's what I want. I want this to be. I mean, and
if you want the girls Yuri sports, Crave's also got that too. Crave's got everything.
You gotta figure out a way for me to get that, Lan.
Just ask the folks up top. If they had a deal for Heated Rivalry, then I'm sure they can make another deal for
Jacob
for all the
Tierney.
other
Jacob
shows.
Tierney. Get the
office
lady. It's
get the
baseball?
office movers down there. It's a baseball, yeah.
Is it baseball?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like A League of Their Own, which didn't get a second season. I'm hearing.
I'm laughing. Damn. If only.
Hudson Williams, biracial, by the way.
Yeah, Hudson Williams, biracial, friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast, friend, please come on the pod.
League of Their Own. R.I.P. R.I.P. I'm sure a show that was good.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it was.
Salt's been quiet for so long. I'm sorry, Salt.
I think Salt's got to finish the show.
Yeah, you should get to episode 5. It's good. Maybe you'll start liking sports if you watch episode 5.
Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We need to find a sport for Salt. We need to find a weirdo sport.
A weirdo sport?
Salt's not going to like a normal sport. He's too punk for that.
Bocce ball.
Okay. Is there like
there's this
professional?
crazy sport I see on Instagram. I feel like it's got to be in like a Southeast Asian country. It's like volleyball, but they do these upside down kicks.
Ooh. You know what? Why don't you like soccer? Why did nobody get you into soccer?
I played it as a little kid. I don't know. I if there's a ball, I'm probably not interested.
Okay, so what you're saying is curling yaoi.
Curling yaoi.
I like watching, so my problem with a lot of sports is I just like don't know how to watch it because I don't have like any streaming packages and I don't have cable. But like I'm significantly more interested in like fighting stuff. I like gymnastics. I think just like a lot of team stuff with the ball. I don't know. I just tune out.
Now that you're saying it, I think MMA really is the next zone for yaoi to hit. I think, with the moves that this show has done, I've heard of players coming out thanks to this show's existence. I think we need yaoi, but in MMA. I think that will heal the world.
Yaoi is pretty good. I still want basketball, obviously, for selfish reasons because I think basketball a lot.
The amount of racism in the yaoi community.
I know. It is really unfortunate. Like it's really, we didn't get into the race part of all the book talk stuff, but it is a tough thing to like. Why is hockey like? The thing.
Yeah, what you know about Lowry X DeRozan, huh? What you know about Lowry X DeRozan?
Baseball though, either those fat asses. You got a lot of guys on one team that are little cuties. You got competition too, though. And what's up with that? Why is everybody just sleeping on baseball? We bats and balls, man. It's bats and balls. Don't make no sense.
And I think that's the episode, folks. If you really want us to talk more about yaoi, I'm sure we'll find ways. If you want us to talk about Yuri, I'm sure we'll find ways. Lots to go around in this world of ours. Beautiful things happening every single day. Always a new thing to encounter, a new thing to experience. But you know what, folks? Before we wrap things up here, I've got something to say. You know what I gotta say? I gotta say that this show is made possible thanks to contributions from listeners like you. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals. Give us either $2 a month or $5 a month. You get episodes not uncensored, no ads. That's the big one. No ads, bonus content, Sickos Cuts, which we alluded to. Did I create a Sickos Cut for this? No, because I didn't actually end up saying what I really wanted to say. However,
it's just mean. You don't want to say something like that.
It's just mean. I don't want to be mean today. But there are many other episodes where we did Sickos Cuts for those episodes, and $5 a month will get you those Sickos Cuts. And yeah, it will also get you access to exclusive channels within our Discord server. If you want to support us, not with money, but morale and vocal support, tell your friends, tell your families, give us a good review on your podcast app of choice. Questions, comments, suggestions, email midnightgrappleranimals@gmail.com. If you want our social media links, as well as a link to our Discord so you can come talk to us about the yaoi, then that's all in the description of this episode. Fellas, tastemakers, grab bag, who is going first?
I can.
Oh, Salt.
Ooh, Salt, okay.
I often come to trends late, and I finally played and beat Astrobot, and everyone was hyping that game up when it came out, and the hype is deserved. That was a better Mario than Mario.
Damn.
I don't know about that.
Damn.
I do.
You know.
I do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good pitch.
I like the old Marios. I just think something about the newer Marios is not quite.
Have you played Galaxy?
I don't know if I played Galaxy.
Okay, so there we go. Anything else you want to recommend today?
No, I'm clearly upsetting Lan and his allegiance to Mario. I'll stop there.
Fucking weeb over here, Otaku Lan.
Sleeper agent activated.
Mario
you speak
threw
ill
his
about
hat.
Big Red. You got something coming to you.
Mario threw his hat at Lan real quick, and now we got a Lan Mario in the hizzy.
Yeah, I got Odyssey'd.
Yeah.
No Nolan though.
Okay, I have a few. I have recommended Pluribus twice on this podcast already because it's awesome. It's fantastic. It is an incredible achievement of TV. They did an official podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is it's like a making of a lot of it. You know, it's episode by episode, and they go through and they talk about different behind the scenes stuff. It's great. It's free. It's the exact thing you are whining about wanting physical releases for, because that's what they're doing. They're just doing behind the scenes stuff. It's awesome. So listen to it and encourage other creators to do stuff like that, because nothing gets physical releases anymore. We don't get any of that stuff. Listen to it after you watch the show. It's so good. Also, you can do one at a time. They don't spoil future episode stuff. So like you could watch episode 1, listen to episode 1. It rules. It's a really cool thing that I've enjoyed every time creators do this and take their time to talk about the act of creating the thing. It rules. I have an album, Glory by Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers. I tried to find punk music after the punk episode I did with Salt, and it wasn't good because I just found an Apple playlist that was like punk music, and it was mostly trash. Like
why didn't you ask me for help?
Well, because I've listened to your recommendations, and I've listened to a lot of the punk stuff that you have recommended on the show, and so like I already have, like, my Apple Music has created some kind of channel of punk music, but I was just listening to this trash, and there was one song that I liked, and it was on this album. So Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers I am now like working my way through, but Glory was last year. It's really good. It's a good album. So I have listened to you, and you have helped me find punk stuff, but I also don't listen to a ton of music. So it's like, it's the whole thing. You do a good job recommending, though. Okay. I want you to feel good about yourself right now. Feel good about yourself. Okay.
It's not about
Keegan's basically coming back to you with his tail between his legs. He's strayed too far from the light, and he's coming back. He's like,
I don't take it
one thing
personally
on
at
my
all. I'm
own.
just imagining Keegan sitting at the computer googling punk music, good punk music.
That's basically the extent of my ability to find good music anyway. So like that's basically correct.
So funny.
No, truly, the Apple Music punk playlist is awful now. It's like
you gotta send this to me. That sounds hilarious.
It's so bad.
Oh.
I just hit shuffle, so I don't even know the music I was listening to, and I was just like, this sucks. And then finally, I think it was Daylight on Glory came on, and I was like, oh, and then I listened to the whole album multiple times. It's good. Last one. The newest oversized hardcover of Monstrous came out. Monstrous Volume 3 came out a few months ago. So I used that as an excuse to reread the first two and then read the third one. I think it's the best. It's the best Image comic of the 2010s, or at least it's tied with Lazarus for me. It's up to 60 issues. Also, Monstrous is up to 60 issues. This book just keeps going. It's really cool. And like, so many of the books that we talk about being good are, you know, these meta things about comics and superheroes and dumb alternate, you know, like Monstrous is just a sick fantasy story though. Like, it's not doing any of that other like trendy bullshit. It's just beautifully drawn, goes to some weird places, is like a horrible war story, and like, it's awesome. Yeah, it's real good. It's absolutely deserving of being read. It's long and very, very dense, but I love it. And I just finished it. So Monstrous, the whole thing, but volume 3 hardcover just came out. I think the compendium came out, and it's probably a lot of issues too. So if you wanted to do a little bit cheaper, you can get the compendium. But Pluribus Podcast, Monstrous, and Glory by Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers. Those are mine.
Okay. I am going to recommend let's see. I'm actually going to recommend an Indonesian film called Sore, A Wife from the Future. It's a time loop film, and you might be, you know, groaning at that very premise, but I think it does such a good job of eschewing a lot of the trappings of the genre. It makes it not about the time loop itself, but, you know, the struggles and the Sisyphean nature of being in a relationship and what it takes to actually, you know, push not only yourself but your partner to be better, and what that actually means. It's a really good meditation on chasing ghosts. Good film. It's one that's stuck with me in the week since I watched it. So that's gonna be my first recommendation. And then my second recommendation is going to be that new Animal Crossing update. I started playing it and kind of shocked myself at how much Animal Crossing I had played. I forgot how the pandemic went for me. So logging back in, you know, going back to the island, being like, damn, I put a lot of time into this, huh? So, the new update's fun enough. I'm probably going to fall off it in like a week or two. But, you know, I'm enjoying it for what it is. So I'm going to recommend that.
Shouts.
And that's the episode, folks. We've recommended shows. Last episode for this series is coming out next week. It's a whole mix, a whole smorgasbord, a poo-poo platter of things we missed from 2025. So tune in. We'll finally close things out before moving on to our next series, which I'm excited to announce next week. And as always,
keep on
grappling.
You almost sounded like RFK Jr. there for a sec.
Keep on grappling.
Keep on grappling. Keep. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I did have something stuck in my throat there.
Yeah, I need something stuck in my throat. Ooh.